Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you so much more than you'll ever know. Today I have another self-love video for you guys, and today's video is about self-forgiveness. If you guys watched my very first self-love video where I talk about my self-journey, I touch on some of the things that I did in my life that I was not happy with, like my pregnancies, school, eating disorder, relationships, and I made some decisions in those situations that I was not happy with. And not being happy with those decisions turned me into hating myself for the decisions that I made. And when I began my self-love journey, I realized that I had to accept the things. So one of the things that I was really unhappy with myself was the fact that I have gotten an abortion before. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a horrible thing. You're such a bad person. And I was kind of letting that translate into my life. Like how I felt about myself, I was letting translate into my life. So I didn't like myself. So what I had to do was accept the fact that I had made those decisions and move on. And I accepted the fact that I made those decisions and I moved on, but what I didn't do was forgive myself for those things. It just so happened now that there's a lot of things coming up in my mind, in my life. I'm questioning everything around me. I'm questioning, a lot of decisions that I am making. I'm questioning what I really want for my future. A lot is happening, and with all of those things happening, I could kind of feel myself like, oh no, like your decision-making skills are kind of, so be careful. But in all of this mess that I felt like I had, I was talking to my grandfather, who is a therapist, and he was kind of like, well, did you forgive yourself for those decisions? And I was kind of like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I think I forgave myself. What do you mean, Grandpa? And he was like, it seems like, you just accepted them. You have to forgive yourself. And I was like, I thought accepting it was kind of forgiving myself, but I guess it wasn't. I was like, well, Grandpa, how do I forgive myself? How does one even really do that? He gave me a piece of advice that I thought was really good, that I've actually had been doing since he gave me that advice. And he said that whenever you think about any of the decisions that you made that you were unhappy with, or any of those situations, he said to say to yourself, you made the best decision that you could make for yourself in that moment. You made the best decision for yourself that you could in that moment. And he says, say that to yourself. So anytime I think about being pregnant, or anytime I think about what I did in those relationships, he said, just say, that's the best decision that you felt that you could make for yourself in that situation. That's the best that you could do right then and there. So I have been using that, and it has been helpful, but I have to let you know that self-forgiveness is not just like a point. Like, it's not like an end point. It's not, oh great, I've forgiven myself, now I'm good, let's go. It's a process, and it's a journey, just like your self-love journey. While my grandfather gave me some great advice, I actually looked up a bit more advice of my own. Just a few things that I feel like will further help me and you if you need help in self-forgiveness. So it is important for us to still be practicing self-acceptance. It's also really important to understand the importance of forgiveness just in general. Think of why it's important to forgive yourself. Another is to take into account what really happens when you haven't forgiven yourself. For me, what I've been doing is being super hard on myself because I haven't forgiven myself. Another important one for me was letting go of other people's expectations of myself. Do things to confirm your forgiveness. Like, just constantly work on it. I'm finding a therapist was really helpful for me. I actually just found a therapist for myself, and she's amazing. Your faith and your religion, getting closer to God, and knowing first and foremost that God has forgiven you. you've been forgiven. It's really on you yourself to forgive yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. And I was actually saying that to myself just then. Don't be so hard on yourself, Brittany. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I also want to remind you guys that I'm not a professional. I did not go to school for years and study this. It's just something that I have gone through, and I want to help you, and in turn I'm helping myself as well. So I really want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you so much more than you will ever know. Like and comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more self-love videos, and I will see you guys next time.